I think we need to just say Arsenal will continue to keep an eye on Vinícius Júnior's situation still. I know we're saying he's set to stay at Real Madrid. This is Real Madrid's confidence that he is going to sign a new contract. He hasn't signed that new contract yet. So as far as Arsenal are concerned, his situation, as it stands right now, he's got a year left on his contract. That's why they are exploring the conditions of a potential deal with Vinícius Júnior and making it clear that they are interested.
Vinícius Júnior. Fresh reports surrounding his contract situation have put Europe's biggest clubs on alert, and Arsenal are among the teams being linked as the uncertainty continues. Now, let's be clear from the very beginning. There is no agreement, no official bid, and no suggestion that a transfer is imminent. But what has changed is Real Madrid's contract negotiations with one of their biggest stars. If those talks fail to produce a breakthrough, one of the world's most valuable footballers could suddenly become the centre of the biggest transfer saga of the summer. Today, we'll explain exactly what we know, what's being reported, what Arsenal's interest could mean, and why this is a story every Gunners fan should be watching very closely. Today, we begin with what is undoubtedly one of the biggest transfer stories currently developing anywhere in European football. It involves one of the world's elite attackers, a player who has already won the UEFA Champions League, a player regarded as one of the finest left-wingers in world football. And incredibly, a player whose future at Real Madrid is no longer being spoken about as completely untouchable. That player is Vinícius Júnior. Now, before we go any further, let's establish exactly where this story stands. There is no official agreement between Arsenal and Vinícius Júnior. There has been no confirmed bid submitted by Arsenal. Neither club has announced negotiations, and no reliable source has claimed that a transfer is close. However, what has changed over the last few days is the player's contract situation at Real Madrid. That is why this story has suddenly gathered enormous attention. According to multiple reports emerging from Spain, Real Madrid want clarity over Vinícius Júnior's future. Contract negotiations have not yet reached a final agreement, and while discussions continue, uncertainty has entered a situation that previously looked completely straightforward. For years, Vinícius has been viewed as one of the pillars of Real Madrid's long-term project. Alongside Jude Bellingham, alongside Kylian Mbappé, alongside the next generation expected to dominate European football, the Brazilian has become one of the biggest stars in world football. His pace, his dribbling, his ability to beat defenders one against one, his performances in the Champions League, his experience of delivering in the biggest matches. Very few players possess that complete package. That is precisely why every major club across Europe is paying attention, because whenever uncertainty surrounds a player of this caliber, recruitment departments begin asking questions. Not because they expect a deal to happen immediately, but because opportunities involving world-class footballers rarely appear without warning, and Arsenal are understood to be among the clubs carefully monitoring developments. Now that is an important distinction. Monitoring is not negotiating. Monitoring is not bidding. Monitoring simply means staying informed, keeping communication open, understanding how the situation develops. That is exactly what elite football clubs do. If circumstances suddenly change, they are ready, and Arsenal's recruitment structure under Andrea Berta is designed to operate exactly that way. One of the biggest strengths of Arsenal's recent recruitment strategy has been preparation. Rather than reacting late, they identify potential opportunities months in advance. Scouting reports are completed. Financial scenarios are discussed. Player profiles are analysed, so that if the market suddenly changes, the club can move quickly. That process has already been seen in previous transfer windows.